Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. I'm just off the phone, just off of doing a collaboration with Diane's Tarot. And you can see I was there, I was talking about Donald Trump. I've also as well, I'm shooting from the front camera rather than the back camera. So I'm just going to see how this looks on YouTube. I'm also going to try and keep this recording, well, as short as I can. And as you know, I mean, often kind of run over. But so I want to just say, again, a shout out and a thank you to Diane's Tarot. It was another great collab and so interesting what came up. And what I'll do is when that video is ready, I will just put it on my YouTube profile so you can see that video. So I'm not essentially repeating the same stuff again, but we are in eclipse season. We're in eclipse season. And as I said on Diane's Tarot, this may not be good for Donald Trump or Ivanka Trump as well, to be honest. And I go into detail actually on that video how they'll be potentially affected by those eclipses. So of course, feel free to watch that. But I just wanted to let people know how this eclipse season coming up could be affecting them and their charts. So for those that have not watched the video on Diane's Tarot or are not familiar with the eclipses, essentially what causes the eclipses? The north and south node of the moon. And they are basically shadow points. They're shadow points. So eclipses happen on a new moon and on a full moon. So with the full moon, that's when we get the lunar eclipse. And this is actually going to be a red lunar eclipse. And this lunar eclipse is going to be happening sort of like transitioning between the 25th and the 26th of May. So not long. Yeah, it's only a few days away, less than a week away. And this is happening in Sidereal Scorpio, not Sagittarius, which is the tropical, which is fine. That's the tropical. I'm talking about Sidereal Scorpio. Sidereal Scorpio. And that, of course, coincides with Duc L'Orange's moon and, of course, Madame Ivanka's, yeah, because father and daughter, they've got the same moon. I don't know where it is for the sons, and I'm just not interested in them at all. But you never know, I might do one little thing. So, so that is what is coming up. What we will also have on the 10th of June, we will have the solar eclipse. Eclipses always happen 2 weeks apart. They, like I said, when it's the lunar eclipse, it happens on the full moon, and then it will move around, and then it will happen on the new moon when basically the shadows overlap again. So the moon is essentially coming in front of the sun in conjunction with the nodes, and that causes an eclipse. And so this is often what is referred to as eclipse seasons, because they happen sort of like every 6 months, but when they start, they're like 2 weeks apart. And you normally get at least 2 eclipses of the moon each year, and same likewise for the sun, and sometimes it can be more. Last year, I think for 2020, I think we had 6, something like that. Which again makes sense. Look how intense everything was. It was eclipse after eclipse with all COVID and stuff like that. So what I want to do is let's just get stuck in, and we're going to look at the signs, and then we're going to look to see where those eclipses are happening for you. So if you are a sidereal Aries, or you have or Aries ascendant, or moon, and sometimes even the sun as well, this will be relevant for you. So this will be relevant for everyone. So for Aries, if we use, this is what I would normally use as the ascendant, but let's use this as the eclipse axis. Yeah, let's use this as the eclipse axis. So an Aries person who is born between April 13th and May 14th, sun sign, this eclipse is happening in your 2-8 axis. Yeah, 2-8. So it's happening in your second house, but really the eclipse is actually happening in your 8th house. So so for Aries people, what is the 8th house? I call it the house of sex, death, and rock and roll. What do eclipses do? They reveal things. So the 8th house is about transformation. This is a time to get interested in metaphysics. This is certainly not the time to be getting into arguments. The 8th house also deals with other people's money. So this could also deal with your partner's money as well. This is an eclipse. So the eclipses tend to, when they cause the shadows, things come out of the dark. So there may be some surprises here. This could be potentially challenging for those Aries people or people that have got lots of planets in Aries. That can also affect as well. So there could be some surprises here, but it's also a great opportunity for transformation and to take up metaphysics, yoga, meditation, kundalini, all of those things as well. You may also be dealing with wills and inheritance, and sometimes, if it is a bit of an unfortunate one, it can also deal a bit with disgrace as well, or maybe finding out some unpleasant news, but it could also be a windfall. It could be something from like a tax return or rebates or something like that, because it deals with other people's money. It could even be a lottery win. How about that? Wouldn't we all love that? Okay, so if we, because the eclipses are happening in Taurus, so for Taurus people, Sidereal Taurus, and it's going to Sidereal Scorpio, this eclipse is actually happening in the 7th house. Yeah, it's happening in the 7th house. And the 7th house is anyone that's not us. So it deals with all our relationships, business contracts, marriage. Yeah, some of you may find out something about your partner. Yeah, or there is some truth that is discovered, or something comes to fruition, because a full moon brings things to fruition, which is just making sure it's recording. Yes, it is recording. So something could be coming to fruition in some kind of way in regards to business, relationships, anyone that's not us. Like I said, it you know, there might be conversations about marriage, for example, maybe about where the marriage is going. It could also be positive news as well. It's not always necessarily negative, but the moon is emotional and Scorpio is emotional. So maybe this might be a time where you might be having a deep heart-to-heart with your partner, or even business partner, or there is some kind of transformation or going on with your business or even your business partner. So watch out for that one, Taurus people. Okay, so for Geminis, and if we go like this on that axis, the eclipse is actually happening in the 12th house. Now, no, actually, no. That's when the solar eclipse will be happening, and we'll talk about that. But here, the lunar eclipse will actually be happening in 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry. That's good. Let's just count around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be happening in your 6th house. Now, the 6th house is to do with health. Yeah, the 6th house is to do with health, routines. And so this could be a time to kind of basically be looking at your health, reviewing it. Ketu is going through, so maybe there have been some problems with the health, because the South Node Ketu can create sort of almost like a little black hole in the chart. And in these readings, I'll just focus on the moon, because of course I can do a follow-up video for the sun, which is 2 weeks from now, because the sun, of course, covers a different area of life. And otherwise this video will be too long. So health, yeah. So this is also a time to heal one's health. Although Ketu can be a challenging planet, yeah, it can be a challenging planet because wherever Ketu is, he can weaken that thing. So some of you may be experiencing a weakened health. However, Ketu can also is very strong in the sign of Scorpio. So here the health could be resolved in some kind of way, but you might have to do it in some kind of alternative fashion. And some of you may be taking up maybe new spiritual practice or yoga as part of your health routine, because Ketu is the planet of moksha, spirituality. So you might be trying to resolve your health in a spiritual way, or going to a spiritual guru, or trying alternative therapies of some kind, or just actually recovering from a surgery that cures. That could also be as well. Mars, the martial signs tend to deal with surgery. So that is Aries and Scorpio. So this is the 6th house, which of course deals with health. So maybe there are some of you Geminis out there that are either contemplating surgery or having a surgery that could solve things and heal things. So I hope that makes sense. If that's not the case, then of course there'll be things to do with diet and health, and sometimes it can even be litigation as well. But let's focus on the positives. But I wanted to give you all those kind of possibilities. All right, so if we move to Cancerians, yeah. So for Cancerians, this is actually happening. The eclipse is happening in the 5th house. If we count round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Scorpio. In fact, I don't even need this really. It's actually just slightly confusing. It's better if I just count. So what's the 5th house? The 5th house is our creativity. It deals with romance. It deals with speculation. It deals with the self-confidence. It deals with creativity. It can deal with children. So for those of you that are parents there, we've got Ketu, we've got an eclipse happening here. So it's almost like an eclipse happening with one's children in a sense. Now, I don't want that to sound too dramatic, but it could be that one's children might be going through something or some challenges, or they have some kind of breakthrough because or something comes to fruition, because the nodes are unpredictable. Eclipses are unpredictable. One can never be 100% sure what they bring, and they always vary for each person. This could also be the time as well where one is reviewing creative projects and trying to think up of something new, because Ketu also deals with scrutiny, research. So you could be researching new projects, all of that stuff. And again, this is for people that have a Cancer ascendant in particular, Cancer moon, or Cancer sun to a lesser extent, sidereally. And actually, I should remember to read out the dates. So Taurus, May 15th to June 14th, you're a Taurus, sun sign. June 15th to July 14th, you are a Gemini sun sign in sidereal. Got to remember this is sidereal. And for the Cancerians, July 15th to August 14th, you are a Cancer sun sign. So just going back, this is about creativity. It can also as well affect romance. Now, Ketu is a planet that can reduce things, weaken things. So on one level, you can be like, the romance is not so great. Yeah, typical scenario for Cancerians. However, it can mean a romance comes back from the past. Yeah, so some of you might be hearing from exes quite a lot. It could be ex-husband, it could be ex-wife, ex-partner, what have you, but could be exes. Yeah, maybe even sending you naughty pictures. Yeah, because it's Scorpio. Yeah, I just want to add that in there. But also as well, this could be a time when you're reviewing romance, or you meet someone who's got Ketu-like qualities. So they could be a very intuitive person, sensitive person, maybe even slightly reclusive in one way, but they might be geeky, yeah? Because Ketu is about geeks. So creativity and romance and children are emphasized right now with this eclipse, something coming to fruition there. All right, next one, Leo. So if you're born between August 15th to September 15th, then your sun sign sidereally is Leo, which may have come to a shock to many because you're used to being what? A Virgo, aren't you? Anyway, so if we count round to Scorpio, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is happening in the 4th house for Leos. So so what's the 4th house? It deals with the giving heart. No, the receiving heart. Sorry, it deals with the receiving heart. It deals with the mother. It deals with real estate and the emotions. Yeah. So for Leo ascendants, this could be actually a very emotional time. Scorpio is an emotional sign. There may be some issues going on with the mother, or maybe the mother's reaching some kind of conclusions about something. Something's reaching fruition, fullness, yeah? So she could be thinking, for example, maybe doing something with the house, or maybe even coming to visit you, yeah? Some of you, a lot of Leos may even be getting visits from their mother or their parents. The fourth house is also parents, yeah? Or it could be things coming up about the past in terms of the parents, or old emotions, old feelings, yeah? Coming up for people, yeah? Old feelings coming up for people in regards to their childhood, or even the fourth house also as well deals with our sense of security. So when an eclipse goes across here, we may be feeling a bit insecure, yeah, about our emotions, our grounding, etc. Our family, our time kind of growing up, or there's some kind of family secret could come out as well. Or it could be a case as well that you might get a deal for a house may complete, for example, over the eclipse period, and it can be times of great revelation as well. So that's there for Leos. So when we go to Virgo, so if you're born between 16th of September to October the 15th, then your sun sign will be in Virgo. So if we count from Virgo, 1, 2, 3. So for Virgos, this is happening in the third house. Yeah, the third house. And so, actually, I was just remembering, actually, I said, yeah, no, I was correct with Taurus. I said it's happening in the seventh. I thought I got confused. Anyway, so this is happening in the third house. What's the third house? The third house is all about communications, yeah? Communications, it's about travel, it's about emails, it's about practical skills, things to do with the hands, it's about learning, about education, travel, which I think I said already, but it's also siblings, yeah? So for Virgos, things could be happening with their siblings. Now, I can actually say my sun sign is actually in Virgo. Should I be revealing this? But let's say a close family member of mine, a sibling, is dealing with a situation right now. That's what I'll say, yeah? A situation which I help them out with. So there we are, yeah? A situation could potentially be with a sibling, and you may need to help them out or communicate with them in some kind of way, yeah? And this can also as well be, like I said, to do with education and stuff like that. So if there's some kind of, you might be taking some online courses, for example, or you may even have, when the eclipse comes, you may have a flash of insight and you'd be like, that's just the course that I need. Just those practical skills, or even doing anything with the hands. You may even be feeling creative, or it could also be to do with your business as well, because the third house also deals with self-efforts, yeah, and self-employment. So there could be something that comes up about that. All right, so if we go Libra, yeah, so if you're born 16th of October to November 14th, then your sun would be in Libra. And your sun or your ascendant. Now remember as well, I'm talking a sun, ascendant, or moon. Really, it's the ascendant that decides the house order. So let's just assume the ascendant is Libra. So if this is the first house, then we just count here. 1, 2. There we are. So this is actually happening in the second house. Yeah, this is happening in the second house for the Libra ascendants. What's the second house? It deals with family. Yeah, it deals with family. It also deals with values. It also deals with money and resources. Yeah, so there's an eclipse falling here. So there could be some kind of truth, or something comes out of the woodwork in regards to the finances. Yeah. Or the family. Fourth house is family, but so is the second house. But it can be to do with values, reevaluating one's values, looking at things from a different perspective, perhaps. Or maybe there's some kind of secret or some kind of information that you didn't know before that comes out around that, particularly about the finances. But also as well, like Scorpio can have a lot to do with the eighth house, which and the Scorpio is the eighth sign. That's got a lot to do with investments. So maybe there's some news about investments or some surprise there. It could go up, could go down. You just have to see the nodes of the moon, and eclipses are very unpredictable, but you'll be dealing with kind of things and flavors around that: family, values, finance, even the teeth. Yeah, can deal with the teeth, you know, might need to have a little bit of dental work or something like that, or maybe you get braces, or maybe you buy a new teeth whitening product or something like that. So there we are. So if you are a Scorpio, yeah, which is opposite to Taurus, so for the Taurus ascendant person, this is happening in the 7th house, but for the Scorpio person, it's actually happening, sorry, for the Taurus person, it's happening in the 7th, but for the Scorpio, it's the 1st house. Wow. Yeah. So an eclipse falling in the 1st house, this is very, can be a very dramatic thing, because the moon is going to be there, which is the emotions, and the moon is technically debilitated in the sign of Scorpio, but this will be happening in your 1st house, in you, in your body. Yeah. So it's that element of try not to take this eclipse too personally. Yeah, that makes sense. It's gonna be tricky, because for Scorpio ascendants, this is happening in the 1st house. And also as well, something I've just been told to remind everyone, Joe Biden is a Scorpio ascendant. He's a double Scorpio, actually. Yeah. So, and then of course Trump has got his moon there. So this could be quite interesting as well for Biden too. I mean, it could be something comes to fruition. Yeah, some secret, some plan that he's been working on could become known to the public. Yeah, because we know there's all this stuff going on with Duc Larange and Madame Ivanka. Well, no one knows about Madame Ivanka yet, but I suspect stuff is going on with her, and it may come to the public eye. This as well, something is coming to fruition for Joe Biden. Yeah. So, but like I said, eclipses can be unpredictable. Now he's on a good run. Yeah. So let's just say it's something positive. So there could be some back of the scenes work that he's been doing becomes known to the public. It could be the results of these investigations and the DOJ and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. And also as well, because this Ketu is essentially in Biden's 1st house. Yeah, it's because Ketu is transiting. He could be having tremendous insights right now. He really could be having some real psychic phenomena kind of like going on, where he's getting great intuition about, you know, the future and stuff like that. We'll see what happens with the eclipses, because sometimes they can be terrible. Sometimes nothing happens at all, and sometimes they can be amazing. Yeah, but one cannot necessarily predict. Even professional astrologers should not try to say this is exactly what's going to happen, because sometimes it could be the opposite, and then you end up with egg on your face. So let's just say they are unpredictable and they're often dramatic, but this could be good for Biden. If it works out for him, it's going to work out in a big way. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be so great for Trumpy Trump. Anyway, so if we look here, if you are a Sagittarius ascendant, so let me just make sure I've got Scorpio right as well, with the November 15th to December 14th. If you were born at that time, that's where your sun is in Scorpio. Now, Sagittarius. So between December 15th to January 13th, your sun sign would be in Sagittarius, but let's just assume it as the ascendant. So if you are a Sagittarius ascendant, like Madame Ivanka, then this eclipse is happening in your 12th house. So now we're going to start counting backwards. Yeah, we're going to start counting backwards. So this is the 1st house, so this has to be the 12th. Yeah, and when we go up here, it will be the 11th, and we'll count backwards. All right. So, so this is happening in the 12th house. Now this can be tricky, yeah? And this can go one of two ways. Either all your secrets come out and everything is exposed, yeah, because eclipses, in the darkness, things come out of the shadows. So there could be that. And like potentially like for Ivanka as well, this could involve losses of all sorts and everything else. And I went into details on Diane's tarot, so please feel free to watch that video. But things could be coming out of the closet. The 12th house is secrets, faraway lands, escaping, yeah, escapism. She may even do a runner. Who knows? This is something that talked about again on Diane's tarot. But what I would say is, Ivanka, if you're thinking of running, do it now, because you're running out of time. You are running out of time, because these eclipses are not necessarily going to be easy. However, for ordinary people, and particularly people that are spiritual, this can be a great time for spirituality, taking up yoga practice. Again, the 12th house deals with, like Ketu, deals with the past. Yeah, so things coming up from the past. They could be good, bad, or ugly. Depends on the person. But this is a great time for meditation. Pay attention to the dreams as well. The dreams could be particularly vivid and intense at this time. Great time to travel if you can, but do it in a kind of a spiritual pilgrimage sort of way. Yeah, do it as a form of spiritual pilgrimage to get the best results. Or this could be doing deep research, or even just going to a log cabin and just being there on your own. And then some people might actually movie binge, yeah, because the 12th house is escape. It can even be drugs as well, and drink. So some people might be, opening up the certain beverages and indulging in movies and films for binge watching, yeah, that can also happen as well. But it is a spiritualizing time. But for some people, this can also deal with loss, maybe finances, stuff like that. Could be anything, even one's social standing and reputation. In the regards to Ivanka, Madame Ivanka, that's what's at stake. But for Joe Blogs, this is more about spirituality. All right, let's look at Capricorn. So if this was the this was the 12th position, and obviously this is it. So this is happening in, should be it's the 11th house. Let me just count round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, there we are. Sometimes one has to check these things. So the 11th house. What's the 11th house? The 11th house is about hopes and dreams. Yeah. It's the house of gains. It is the elder sibling. Yeah, it's the elder sibling in general. The 11th house deals with large lump sums of money. Yeah. It deals with business, it deals with side hustle income, but it also deals with friends. So the most obvious thing is that your friends could be going through stuff. Yeah, if you're Capricorn ascendant in particular, and let's just do Capricorn again. In terms of dates, January 14th to February 11th, then your sun sign, sidereal sun sign, is Capricorn. But we're talking from the ascendant mainly, but sun and moon count. So anyway, so there could be issues with your friends, yeah, or associates or business organizations that you're affiliated to. Or you could get a surprise windfall. Yeah, you could get a surprise windfall. Something it's just like, I wasn't expecting this. Or for some, it may even be a surprise loss, or something disappears down a hole. Yeah, because Scorpio deals with holes. Yeah. So maybe you might have a lump sum that disappears down a hole, or it might be like a lump sum that is like pulling a rabbit out of the hat. Could be either or, because like I said, the nodes are unpredictable. But more likely, there might be issues here with the friends, or maybe the friends are having dramatic things happen, or friends are having shocks and surprises. You might be absolutely fine, but you're just like, what is going on with my friends? Like, this happened, that happened, and all that kind of stuff. But also as well, like I said, the 11th house is the house of gains. It has a lot to do with business and internet as well. So this is an interesting time if you've got an internet business, or that's a side hustle income. You might be getting some clarity, some insight, something's coming to fruition there. And it may be a pleasant surprise. It's not always an unpleasant surprise, or it can be meh. You know, truly the nodes are unpredictable and eclipses are very unpredictable, but those themes will come up. So again, some of you could be in for a windfall. Okay, so if we look at Aquarius, then this will be happening in the 10th house. Yeah, we just count back, but let's go around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, so this is happening in the 10th house. And just to read the dates, February 12th to March 12th, your sun sign will be in Sidereal Aquarius. But of course, we're talking about the ascendant here. So 10th house, what's that all about? Career. Yeah, that old chestnut. The eclipse is going to be falling in your career. Yeah, and you're probably like, ooh, what does that mean? Well, again, it just means there might be something unpredictable that could happen with the career. Now, the worst case scenario is that you turn up to work and you've got a Dear John letter, yeah, or you're called into HR and someone gives you the sack, yeah. That's the worst, you know, case scenario and stuff like that. Unlikely to happen, but for some people, it may be that this could be the day, yeah, where you've been thinking about handing your notice in. And I think that's probably more of that energy. Or you may have just started a new career, or you're thinking about starting a new career because something's come to fruition. Something's come to the awareness, but Scorpio is a sign of insecurity. So you may be asking yourself, how secure do I feel in my career? Is my career meeting what my emotional needs and my psychological needs? Because the moon is the mind and the emotions, and Scorpio is a very emotional sign. Yeah. Am I on the correct career path? Those could be those things as well. Or you may be worried about your career, or you might be worried that there might be an office conspiracy against you. Yeah. Because again, Scorpio deals with conspiracy theories, but it could equally be that there's some kind of breakthrough in the career as well, where you really understand something comes out of the dark for you into your mind, where things fall into place and it makes sense. Yeah. So either way, there's going to be some kind of change in either perception or physical change in terms of the area of career and work, some kind of insights of some kind. Yeah, so watch out for that one, Aquarius folk. And the 10th house also deals with our public standing as well. So hopefully no one spreads some scandalous gossip. Or it could be that there is a rise in the status in somehow. Either way, there's going to be some kind of disclosure. Something will happen around 10th house issues. And it can even deal a little bit as well, can also deal a little bit with the father as well, but it's more about the father's reputation, you know, stuff like that. Anyway, so we get to Pisces. Now, if you are born March 13th to April 12th, then sidereally your sun is in Pisces. Yeah, so you've got a Pisces star sign. But again, we're going mainly from the ascendant, but of course the moon is also a great one as well. So this will be happening in, so let's just count round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So for oh goodness, so my brain just went completely blank now. For Pisces people, it is quite late for me. For Pisces people, this is happening in the 9th house. And what's the 9th house all about? Gurus and beliefs, higher learnings, travel, teaching. Yeah. So the eclipse is happening here. So there could be, for example, some kind of revelation that could even potentially happen with a teacher or someone that you consider as a guru. Or maybe your father has a funny turn or something interesting happens for him, because the 9th house is also the house of the father. Yeah. But it's also our philosophies, our beliefs. If you happen to be a Pisces and a lawyer, the 9th house deals with the law. There could be something interesting that happens in terms with your firm, with your law firm that you work for. You know, or there could be a reevaluation of your beliefs. So say, for example, here we are. Here's a good one. As we know, there's been a lot of cray-cray going on in regards to Trump and the big lie and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. The ninth house is beliefs. Yeah, beliefs. What we believe in, what the people we look up to. Yeah, those gurus. Yeah, those teachers, those influencers. Yeah, those people in prominent positions. Now we know there's a little bit of something potentially unpleasant coming down the pike for a certain Duc L'Orange, yeah? But Duc L'Orange, let's not forget, in terms of his chart, remember as well, he's got that moon on Ophiuchus, which is what? The serpent priest, yeah? The ninth house also deals with spiritual figures as well. For some people, Trump is a bona fide spiritual figure, you know. I know that might seem extraordinary, but for some, really, they're like, you know, he's here. I would say if there is a spiritual purpose that he has, what seems to be emerging now is to destroy the Republican Party, yeah, which he has all pretty much done in all but name. The fig leaf has just been kind of torn away. But so if someone, maybe a Trump devotee, for example, there could be things, revelations that come out that could change, yeah, that could be quite a shocking revelation. Because remember as well, the eclipses can be revelations of things come out of the dark. There may be surprising things about gurus or people that Pisceans look up to. But if we look as well on the positive side, this is also about education, philosophy. There could be a breakthrough in regards to education, yeah, or people graduating, for example. That's another one. Graduation, yeah. Ninth house is education, and there's eclipse here making something happen. The moon is here. It's full. It's bringing something to fruition. So a lot of people, Pisces or whatever, they could be graduating this year. Or obviously it could be anyone, but Pisces in particular. There could be something interesting going on with the father as well. The ninth house is the house of the father. So maybe there's something that comes out about the father's past, yeah. You're sitting down at dinner, eating, blah, blah, blah. Someone knocks on the door and everyone's like, who's this? And it's like, you know, I'm the love child. Yeah. Because this is Scorpio. You remember, Scorpio deals with shock, surprises, sexy things, secrets, scandals. Yeah. So maybe there might be something that might come out about Papa that you didn't know before. And you'd be like, Dad, wow. Oh my goodness. I had no idea. Or he might casually drop in it could be something as simple as he casually drops in kind of some story of what he got up to at Woodstock in the 60s, yeah? You know, he just confesses that he did all sorts and you're like, oh, I never knew, yeah? But then you laugh about it. So it could be anything, could be any revelation, any insight, but that's how the eclipses work. So I hope that was very interesting for you guys. I don't want this video to be too long, and I can actually see the time now. So this is 38 minutes, so it's probably going to be 40 minutes all in. If you would like a consultation with me, then feel free, of course, to get in touch. I'm also thinking as well of doing some tarot, actually. I did a tarot consultation for a client the other day, so I am pondering that. And in fact, I might actually shall I add it? Shall I? Comment below. Yeah, comment below if you would like me to start doing tarot consultations, then I will. Yeah, but I'm not going to force it on you guys. As we know, we all up in here in the astrology, but I love my tarot as well. So if you guys would like me to provide that as a service, then I will, and I'll probably announce it in another video. But write in the comments below, because I do like my tarot, and I'll probably do 45-minute sessions and hour sessions. 45 minutes be 2 questions, an hour will be like 3 questions, something like that. And I did one the other day, and it was so shout out to Marlene, you know who you are, or Marlena if you prefer, and we did a tarot consultation, and it was really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. So if that's something you'd like me to provide as a service along with my tarot, then of course leave it in the comments. Of course, that's the archetypalblueprint.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I should have done that in the beginning, but of course it helps the channel to grow. Also as well, a big thank you to all my new subscribers. You guys are wonderful. I'm over 6,000 subscribers now, so whoopee-doo. I really appreciate that. And of course, you know, I'll be back making more videos and stuff. You saw me on Diane, and I will, on Saturday, I'm going to be on Marie's table again, I think, as well. So watch out for me on that. And lots of love, everyone. And thanks so much. See ya.